So here we're given this fraction with complex numbers, right? So with your I, where again we're reminded that I is equal to the square root of -1, which it always is. It's not just a variable. I represents square root of -1. So what we want to find is that if this can be rewritten in just the form a plus bi, what is the value of a? So what is the value of the constant if we can simplify this? So how do we simplify these? We want to get rid of this fraction somehow, right? So how we do that with complex numbers is we just multiply the top and bottom by the conjugate of the denominator, right? So we multiply top and bottom by 3 plus 2i and 3 plus 2i. We're not changing the value of this because we're multiplying it by something over itself, so it's multiplying by 1. But it's useful because now if we multiply this through, we get 8 minus I, and then times 3 plus 2i over 3 minus 2i and 3 plus 2i. So let's go ahead and work this out. So I'm going to work out the bottom first. So it's going to be 8 minus I still times 3 plus 2i over 3 times 3, 9, 3 times positive 2i, so that's plus 6i, minus 6i, and then minus 4i squared, right? So this right here cancels out. So we're left with 8 minus I times 3 plus 2i all over 9 minus I squared. And we see this I squared, we can convert that, right? Since we know that I is equal to just the square root of -1, if we squared this, if we did I squared, that would just be equal to -1, right? If we square the square root, we're just left with -1. So we can then simplify this further and say 8 minus I times 3 plus 2i is equal to 9 minus 4 times -1, right? Which is equal to 8 minus I over 3 plus 2i all over 9 plus 4, right? So just all over 13. So from here what we want to do is now we want to go ahead and multiply out the top so that we can get it into this form so we can find our constant, right? So if we multiply out the top, that'll be 8 times 3, so 24 plus 8 times 2i, so plus 16i, then minus 3i, and then -2i squared. Still all over 13, right? So how do we simplify this further? Well, we can combine these like terms, and we know that this I squared is actually -1, right? So we can say this is equal to 24 combined like terms plus 13i, and then minus 2 times -1 all over 13. So with that, we get that 24 plus 13i plus 2 all over 13, right? Combine like terms on the top, so you'd get equal to 26 plus 13i all over 13. And now last step is just simplifying fractions, right? We divide each term on the top by the entirety of the bottom. So in this case, we're doing 26 divided by 13, so that's just equal to 2, right? And then 13i over 13, that's just plus I. So finally, we got it down to the most simple form. And if we're looking for the form a plus bi, your b would be 1, right? That's the coefficient. And your a is 2. So that's the one you're looking for, which is answer choice A.